What's up, everybody? So if you're following me because you are thinking about getting your real estate license, selling real estate while you are in college, which is perfect now because of this whole situation, this video is specifically for you. I will share with you some of the details about how I was able to do both at the same time, and some strategies, tactics, and tips that might help you if you are to go to school and do real estate at the same time. Now, before I do that, if you're thinking about getting your real estate license and you haven't done so yet, check out Real Estate Express. It's an online real estate school and probably the only real estate school that I would recommend, mainly because their review content is very good. It's nationwide. If you're in the US, I highly recommend it. Go check them out in the description below and go save yourself a few dollars. And I also recommend Prep Agent, who I have recommended in the past. Great YouTube channel, free content for a lot of real estate exam prep information. They also have a website that has real estate exam prep courses. So check them out. Those two are separate. One is for the real estate school, the online one, which you kind of have to do it nowadays, and one is for the exam prep. So go check them out below, and hope that helps you. Now, when it comes to doing both real estate and going to college at the same time, it's important to understand that these two are going to occupy your entire day. And when I say that because you can't have multiple distractions interrupting your progress in both things. When I was working, well, I still am, doing school and real estate at the same time, I don't have much of a social life. I don't have distractions. I don't have things that preoccupy me during the weekends or in the nighttime or in the early morning, because literally all I do is go to school and do real estate at the same time. And there's a saying by Confucius, if you chase two rabbits, you'll catch none. I'm not saying that you're going to fail if you do both at the same time. It's just that if you add multiple things to your schedule, to your day, multiple responsibilities, it's going to be harder to be successful at one specific responsibility. And it's a proper expectation that you need to have. Because you're doing both at the same time, you're probably not going to get the same results as someone who does that one task specifically. You're not going to do as well as a full-time student, and you're not going to do well as a full-time real estate agent. That's just reality. But because you have that expectation and you understand that that's what's going to happen, you can properly learn how to navigate doing both at the same time. So here's what I did. The biggest tool, or the biggest, you could say tool, the biggest tool that I use, the most helpful thing that I did was do online classes, which most people are doing nowadays anyway. But the online classes that allowed you to watch lectures at your own desired time, pre-recorded lectures by the professor, or just classes that make you read the book, no lectures. Those are the best classes to take because they allow you to do things on your own time. That's because when you're working in real estate, it's best to have your working day from 8 a.m. to around 6 p.m. dedicated specifically for real estate only. Deals need to be made, contacts need to be established, and clients need to be followed up on. You can't really do that before 8 a.m. or after 6 p.m. when everybody's winding down and they're not in business mode, you could say. So it's best that you reserve your working day for real estate specifically. Now, of course, you're not always going to be able to do that, but I'll get to that later. Your best tool is to use online classes, asynchronous lectures. That's so you can do these at your own time. Preferably, I like to have my whole school schedule online. That way I can do these things between the hours of 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. and around 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the weekend. The weekend was a great time for me to catch up on a lot of work that I was behind on, if I'm not showing property or doing open houses. But even then, I could still do most of my schoolwork during the weekend, so I could leave the rest of the week for small amounts of schoolwork and mostly real estate work. Now, I get that there are some classes where you're not able to have specifically asynchronous pre-recorded lectures. You must attend certain lecture times. I get that. The way I counteracted that was taking a lot of night classes. A lot of night classes, at least during my time of being in junior college, community college, was between the hours of 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I did a lot of night classes for classes that required me to be there in person. I'm not sure how everything's going now with this whole situation, but ideally, classes that weren't allowed, classes that required me to be in person, I did it during nighttime if I couldn't do it online. And of course, if none of those options fit, online or nighttime, then I would have to do them during the day. I would preferably do them around the afternoon, lunchtime hour. That's so I can reserve my hours in the morning from 8 a.m. until 11 or 10 o'clock for prospecting specifically, and somewhere between 1 or 2 p.m. afterwards until 5 or 6, specifically for follow-ups, client appointments, showings, etc. The afternoon is probably the least busiest time, so that's when I would dedicate most of my schoolwork towards, if you have to do it that way. So that's how my schedule would be for school. The weekend and online classes are the best times or the best ways for you to do your schoolwork while doing real estate at the same time. Now, on the real estate side specifically, there are some tools and methods that I do recommend that allow you to leverage your time and manage your time specifically so you can do both together. One of them is a CRM. If you don't know what a CRM is, it's a customer relationship management database. Very important. Let's say, for example, I meet Joe Smith on the street. He's interested in buying a house in 6 months. I just collected a lead. I need to put that lead somewhere. I put it in a database. The reason why I put it in a database is because I talk to around maybe 40 people in a day at the most. And I might get around 5 to 10 people's information that day. Over time, that adds up. You might get hundreds and thousands of people in your database. You can't remember everybody's details, which is why you put those notes, their information, their contact information in a database, in a CRM. The important part about a CRM is not that it stores data. It's that, for me at least, it allowed me to create follow-up campaigns, automatic follow-up campaigns, which leveraged technology to save me time. What do I mean by this? Well, what I do in my CRM, I use LionDesk for a CRM, was I created follow-up campaigns, automatic follow-up campaigns, where if I assigned a lead to this specific campaign, for example, like a 6-month seller lead campaign, it would automatically send them emails every 2 weeks. It would send them a text message every week, and it would remind me to call them every week or so to follow up with their real estate goals. That was automatic. Literally the only thing that I had to do once that follow-up campaign, that automatic follow-up campaign was created, was pick up the phone, call them, update their notes if necessary, and continue to call them whenever the CRM updates me. All the emails, all the text messages, all those things are taken care of by the software. That saved me so much time because I know so many people who don't know how to use a CRM for some reason, I don't know why, and they manually type emails out to these clients asking them, how are your real estate goals? Is there anything I can help you with? That wastes so much time. That's time that you could be spending on doing your schoolwork, doing your real estate work, or just resting because you're doing two things at once. Using a CRM and leveraging technology is so important, especially nowadays, because it saves you the time that you can use towards dollar-producing activities, lead generation, appointment setting, appointment conduction, signing contracts, those kind of things. Administrative work is your enemy when it comes to doing both school and real estate at the same time. Or I should say, administrative work is an enemy in general. Try to eliminate it by hiring people or using technology to get rid of it. So use a CRM. CRMs that allow automatic follow-up campaigns. Now, another thing that I recommend is being in a team. Why? Well, when you do work by yourself, all responsibility falls on you. What if you're not in a situation to respond to the client or to take care of a deal or to follow up with the escrow officer, the title officer, the buyer's agent, all these other people that are involved in the deal because you are in a classroom or you are preoccupied with schoolwork? Having a team member helps because it allows you to distribute the responsibilities of a deal to other members of your team who are hopefully on the same page as you. So there are times when I've represented a buyer and a listing where I didn't know what was going on and I couldn't follow up. I couldn't specifically focus on the deal with 100% accuracy because I had all these things going on with school. That's when a team member helped, and it was very helpful that way. Now, whether or not you want to be a team is up to you. It's certainly possible to do all this real estate work by yourself, but again, I do recommend distributing some responsibilities just so it's easier on the workload. So I hope that video helps. If you have any questions, Leave some questions in the comments below. Go check out Prep Agent and Real Estate Express, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.